Welcome to the Wisdom to Wealth podcast. I'm Drew Stevens, your guide to smarter retirement planning and financial confidence. Here's the truth no one really wants to tell you. Most retirees aren't ready to retire, and for what's coming. Inflation is rising, costs of living are climbing, and market swings can silently erode your hard-earned savings faster than you really think about. Picture this for a second. You've saved diligently for 30 years. You retire with a comfortable nest egg, and then life happens. A sudden market downturn, unexpected medical bills, or even just rising everyday costs can wipe out your entire lifestyle. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly how to avoid the traps that can steal your freedom in retirement, how to protect your money, your lifestyle, and your peace of mind. So let's start with the silent threats that most people ignore. The first one, inflation. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation hit a 4% high in 2024. Now, for the average person, that may not sound like much, but over a 20-year retirement, your purchasing power could drop by more than 50%. Over a 30-year retirement, it could drop by more than 65 to 70%. That means your $100,000 nest egg could feel like $50,000 in today's dollars, or even less. There's market volatility. Even a well-diversified portfolio isn't immune from market losses. The S&P 500 has seen swings of 20 to 30% in a single year in recent history. Don't believe me? Take a look at 2008. Take a look at 2020 during COVID. It happens. If you retire at the wrong time, you could lock in losses and risk running out of money faster than you expect. It's called sequence of returns risk. And finally, there's hidden costs. Healthcare, taxes. Taxes, I cannot believe how many people want not to have the tax conversation. And even a lifestyle creep. Even minor lifestyle adjustments can quietly drain thousands of dollars a year. The car you want, the new car you want, the pool you'd like to have, the trip you want to take on. According to Fidelity, a 65-year-old couple retiring today may need over $315,000 just for health care in retirement. That doesn't include long-term planning. And here's the scary part. Most retirees aren't completely unprepared for these realities. 75% of retirees are not prepared for these realities. Let me give you a real good example. I recently worked with a couple in their late 60s, Jan and Mark. They had just about $750,000 in their portfolio, and they thought that they were ready to retire pretty confidently. And I think when they came to me, they wanted a high five. Like, didn't we do a great job? Well, here's what happened. A combination of rising healthcare costs, a 15% market downturn, and inflation hit their everyday expenses, and it created a gap of nearly $50,000 in the first year of retirement. Suddenly, their dream lifestyle that they had, going to Hawaii and going to Greece and buying a golf cart, all of those little things, it was all at risk. But here's the kicker. With a small adjustment, some smarter planning, and a strategy that accounted for market volatility and cost of living increases, they were able to protect their lifestyle without cutting back on the things that they love. The lesson here is simple. Retirement is not just about how much you save. It's about how prepared your plan is for real-world disasters. So what could you do to avoid the retirement trap? Here are 3 practical strategies. 1, stress test your plan. Look at the worst-case scenario. Market drops, inflation spikes, unexpected expenses, and ask yourself, would my lifestyle survive if these happen? 2, diversify your income sources. Don't rely solely on Social Security or a single portfolio. Consider annuities, dividend-paying investments, and other streams that can provide steady income even in volatility. I love these advisors that sit around all day long and thinking that they don't have to talk to their clients but once a year, and all they do is they show them a portfolio. There's nothing else that's in there. There's no strategy. There's no discussion on Social Security. You got to diversify. And 3, you have to plan for inflation and their costs. Factor in realistic annual increases for healthcare, taxes, daily expenses, and adjust your withdrawals and lifestyle accordingly. Here's a quick example. Suppose, just for a second, you withdrew 4% annually from a $1 million portfolio today. If inflation averages 3% over the next 20 years, that 4% will only cover half of today's expenses by the end of your retirement. Planning ahead for this scenario, it's crucial. Retirement doesn't have to be stressful or uncertain. If you ignore inflation, market volatility, and the hidden costs, trust me, it's going to destroy your dream lifestyle. So here's what I want you to do next. Send me a message or schedule a call. Let's review your plan, stress test your savings, and make sure your retirement is well protected. If you found this episode helpful, please rate and review it. Your feedback helps me reach more people who really need to hear this stuff. Share this episode with friends, with family, or anyone you know who's planning for retirement. Protecting your lifestyle is too important to keep yourself. Remember, it's not about how much you save. It's about how prepared your plan is. Take control today and make sure your retirement is exactly the life you've worked for. I want to thank you for listening to Wisdom and the Wealth. I'm Drew Stevens, and I'll see you next week with more strategies to help you retire smarter, safer, and stress-free. See you next time.